Welcome back to Hondookiville, and we are wheeling, freewheeling. No, we're looking at wheels. Wheels and brakes, to be precise. It's time to get that device. That rhymes. I know you're probably as bored looking at it as I am. We are going to get the back wheel off, I promise. We also need to get the front wheel off again, take the tyre off, get new discs. And that involves Chris, and then we're definitely going to be painting the wheel gold. And that leads the question of what do we do with these? Well, they're not actually damaged after all. They're just a bit chipped up and stuff. So we need to paint them, and we need to leave all the bits and pieces in so that we don't get leakage like we did on the R6 when we paint them. Although I have a cunning plan to block off the screw threads. Anyway, that's another story. It involves gasket stuff. So the question is, what colour do we paint them? If the wheel is going to be gold, should they be gold as well? Or something different? It's funny with the back wheel, honestly. You know, as a kid growing up in the 70s, everything had wire wheels, and you know, they were just, that's the way it was. And when alloy wheels came along with 5 spokes and 3 spokes and cool stuff like that, nobody wanted wire wheels. Now, of course, they're kind of cool and trendy, and they kind of are. Well, my shelf bracket arrived today, the final solution for the mounting of the T-joint of the brake lines at the front. So I need to shave off a little bit here. And this is the array of drills that I have actually melted. Yes, look at that. The drill itself melted rather than drilling through this stuff. I don't know what this is. This is like kryptonite or something. Don't know what they make this out of. Toughened steel, I guess. Anyway, the rat file was very useful, so that helped. And I haven't destroyed all my drill bits. I need to get some really pucker drill bits, don't I? No problem for the grinder either, so that's nicely rounded off now. Perhaps I need some stone drill bits. I don't know. And there you have it, the final solution. Not. Because, yeah, it don't quite fit, does it? Bugger! Well, it's a good job I ordered some longer ones as well. So this will work. It just means I've got to do all that palaver with drilling the holes again. And actually, it'll be better because that is slightly more inboard than the one on there. So it won't interfere. It'll give even more clearance of that column there. All right, version number 3.725. So it's definitely going to work. See? Yeah. All right, better drill some holes. And there we have it. Finally, the final solution. Plenty more clarence all round. So that's another hour of my life on top of the 2 hours previously. Plus a blister because I didn't put my gloves on, and when I tightened up the drill, and then I forgot it was going to be hot when I finished, so another blister. Yeah, I know it's gory, isn't it? Gloves. Remember gloves. Yes, we're back on the USB, and I found this in my springs and things. Yeah. Which is bloody perfect, except I need 2, right? Emma? Yes, il est arrivé. The motorcycle rear stand, which I think can work for the front too, if it does what I think it will. Which it doesn't, because it says it's self-assembly and it's been sat here for at least 20 minutes and still looks much the same as when I left it. Well, how about that? It's even the right colour. But yeah, here's the idea. So I know this hasn't got bobbins or whatever, and if I don't have to put them in, I won't. But the idea is that would nestle the actual axle itself. Why not, right? Oh, I think that's got to be fairly safe. Not quite sure how it will work up the front with the Gixxer
forks and spindle, etc., but I don't see why it wouldn't. It's a lot thicker than the back spindle, but I think it will.
Now I've got no excuse for getting on with the back wheel, or not getting on with the back wheel. Well, I know I've done this before, jacked it up on my special motorcycle jack, which doesn't really work very well, and I wish I could remember how I did it. So I've tried a couple of variations, and I think that's the best angle of attack. And then, of course, what we're going to have to do is get the back wheel off while it's on the jack, put the axle back through, and then bring it down onto these. What could possibly go wrong? So here we go. I've disconnected all the brake drum aspects, which involved the split pin there. I've also disconnected or taken out the split pin of the castle bolt this side. Of course, this, despite my enormous array of sockets, is something like a 25mm, which I haven't got. I've got a 27. That's too big. So we are resorted to a crescent wrench, and this side it's a 22, of which I've got about 4. So we're all good there. So we're just loosening off the axle now before we put it up on the jack. So that's loosened up, and let's jack it up. This can't possibly go wrong. Well, I think that's enough clearance, Clarence, so let's go to the next stage without the help of a monkey, because things are quite precarious. I bet this is when David decides to phone me back, when things are at their most precarious. So that's the castle nut off, and I'm just tapping this through gently with Thor the rubber hammer, making sure to note what washers go where in the and spaces and things in the various contraptions involved in the back wheel setup. And there we have it, one freestanding one-wheeled Honda. Yeah, wheel there. Yes, kid was right, the shoes probably need replacing. Sadly out of stock on CB750supply.com, so I'll have to find some somewhere else. Alrighty, let's see how this works. So, I've tightened down the 4 Allen bolts on either side, having roughly gauged how much I need here. And now we're just going to gently lower this. See what happens. See how gentle you can be with the jack. Okay. There, okay. A bit more. Ooh. Okay, we're off the jack. We're on the frame. This thing. The jack is free. So now the wheel's off, we need to get the paint off, and we've used this before. It's very good, it's environmentally friendly. Obviously what it strips off isn't environmentally friendly, that's paint after all. Anyway, we're at the ready, and yes, it survives. This cat, actually it's not a cat, it's a brush, but it has 9 lives. I continue to not throw it away, and I will be using it. When it eventually does expire, I have 4 cats to choose from to replace it with. So this stuff is good, but as I learned the first time I used it, you have to be a little bit patient, which is not one of my main traits. But there you go.
So I've just applied it sparingly first time around, and this is kind of 15 minutes later, and looks like it's doing bugger all, right? But it's not. It's actually starting to work, so bear with me.
Yes, and while we're waiting for that to work, if you haven't subscribed already, get on with it. And if you think this is at all entertaining in any way, shape or form, give it a thumbs up and encourage others to watch my lunacy. As you can see, it's happening. Yeah, just working it in gradually with the brush as well, giving it a little bit of a stir every now and then. And bear in mind, we're probably going to end up painting this wheel again. It depends how this goes. You know, if it strips off and there's beautiful chrome underneath, then maybe we'll stick with the chrome, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Then there's the question of what we're going to do with all these bits. I'm thinking this, probably just buff it up with a sanding and leave it as is. I don't think we want to paint that. We might. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll use our favourite anodized stuff. And then there's this. Yeah. Might replace that. We'll see. Kind of like it though. Sure if we even need that bit, to be honest. Looks a bit superfluous to me. I think we should add some lightness and get rid of it. Not bad for a first pass. And yeah, I mean the chrome's actually in pretty good nick, I would say. So we shall continue the procedure. The spokes are going to be in the nightmare, obviously. Yeah. Well, I thought we'd tackle that to start with, and that's not bad as a first pass, is it? Yeah, looking a lot better, both sides. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like that, nice and shiny metal. No need to paint that. So I'm going to leave that second coat of citrus strawberry on there for a little while. And then I'm going to take advantage of the situation because it's thunder and lightning outside, very, very frightening. So I'm going to put it out overnight in the hope that it carries on raining at some point. That'll save me rinsing it off, right? Which, of course, in the UK, you can do on any given Tuesday. Over here in the Grand Canyon State, you have to take advantage of these situations. Well, that's the majority of the paint off with the aid of a jet wash. But it has revealed, as suspected, quite a lot of rusty bits. So I think we're going to have to sand it down and paint it up again. The question is, what colour? Kind of looks alright at a distance, doesn't it? But yeah, close up, it's not good. Even this bit, I was looking at polishing up that chrome, but it's just not going to happen. There's not chrome anymore. So I've sanded it. And we're going to have to paint the wheel, definitely. Yeah, see bits of it look good. Shiny. And I think that can wait till next time. So we'll call it a day for now. Thanks for watching. If you liked anything, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. And encourage others to watch my lunacy.